it's Auston. Like, he is the premier. He's the best athlete in Toronto relative to his sport, right? Like, nobody is as good as he is at their sport. And so if he, in a moment of must-win situation, is able to rally with a brilliant individual effort, a 4-3 hat trick having overtime game-winning goal, people would spill out of Scotia singing and dancing in the streets. They'd be streaming out of the baseball stadium, whatever it's called now, and they would join the party. They'd probably have the Leaf game up on the Jumbotron while they're at it at the baseball game. You would hear those moments when, like, it's the middle of the fourth inning, nothing going on, and the crowd erupts because everyone's watching their phone or they see it on the TV because something happens in the other sport. That's the kind of night it could be. And I think Auston is the one, Mitch as well, but Auston primarily would be the guy that could do it, and he's probably the guy most capable of doing it as well. It's funny because he's been good, not great, but good. But for him, being good results in goals. You know what I mean? Like, I could play well, create chances, but I would not score because I just don't know how to score the way he does. When he plays well and creates chances, he scores. That's what makes him the best in the world at doing that. So it's strange that he's actually played well, had some chances, and been unable to get one past Bobrovsky.
Yeah, and I think it's mandatory for his own legacy as a playoff performer. If they lose tonight and he goes scoreless, that's just a blemish on your resume. It is. Sure. Like, your team went down in feeble fashion, and you, the best goal scorer in the world, the reigning Hart Trophy winner, had no goals. Like, Joe Pavelski scored his 7th goal of the series last night. Joe Pavelski.
3 game winners.
And 3 game winners. Yeah, albeit he had 4 in the first game, I get it. But even take those off the board.
Fire that guy.
Yeah. But, like, Matthews has 0 through 4, and Pavelski at 38 years old has 7. I'm sorry. He's got to score. Like, that is how you define his greatness. It is. Like, you define his impact on the game as, did he light the lamp tonight? Or if not, man, he had 12 shot attempts, 7 shots on goal.
And just a dominant force.
Dominant performance. Every time the puck was on his stick, just a horse through the neutral zone. And obviously sound defensively. But that's mandatory. Like, that's a prerequisite if you're playing in a playoff series and you're going to play a lot of minutes up the middle of the ice. You have to be sound defensively. And I think he's done a good job at that. But the fact that, like, Marner had his game the other night. And at his moment, he scored the OT winner. Or he scored the game winner in the third period. Tavares had his game 6. And I'm not saying that Matthews has not had those moments. He did with the 2 goals in game 4 against Tampa. He scored in game 6. Like, that was big. But you're in game 5 of the next round, and he has not scored yet. And yes, he's had dangerous moments, but not like over the top, wow, this guy, he's 100% scoring tonight type games. Like, it hasn't had that feeling yet, and I think it's mandatory it happens tonight.
And we've all seen him enough, and this is why you can say this about it, because we've seen it so many times that he's done this, right? Like, you're not asking someone who's incapable of having this moment to do it. We've all seen it. That's why that's the expectation of it. And we've all seen him, like, in the first 10 minutes of a game, you're like, okay, he's rocking and rolling tonight. Like, he has got something special cooking, and it's inevitable that he's going to score. And in games like that, it almost always happens that he does, in fact, score. Now, credit the opponent always. This is the second round of the playoffs. No one's giving him open ice. No one's going to make anything easy on him. But at the same time, like, you want to see that first 10 minutes, like, oh, okay, he's a man on a mission. And get him back on the ice every other shift. He is going to lead this team. He will not be denied. There'll be no bad luck. There'll be no, well, I was close, process, learning lesson. It's just, no, he's just getting it done. And he's good enough to do that. So that's what the Leafs are hoping for.
Yeah.
Feels like he's kind of close. And be a great night for him to break out.